Hello and welcome to another episode of Making Diablo Clone in Common Lisp. So today I'm gonna be picking right where I've stopped last Saturday. So last Saturday I was doing this new action system, which is kind of events, but they span across several frames. So for instance, movement or picking up an item or even attacking the enemy is all examples of different actions. So yeah, this week I've been struggling with some personal stuff, so I haven't really touched the code. So yeah, I will be picking right where I've stopped last Saturday. So yeah, but I haven't touched the code, but I had some nice idea about that. And the idea was that yeah, I've started implementing that, having this like kind of central action queue just like the one I'm having for events. But I had this idea that really I don't need this because, well, I think those actions would be processed by the corresponding systems. Uh, it's kind of the architecture assumption, but I'm really hoping this assumption will hold for my, well, architecture. So yeah, if I remove this central queue and have like different queues for different systems, each having the same type of actions. By doing this, I will I kinda can make all of those to be stored in structure of arrays, and yeah, this will give me a bit of performance because, well, structure of arrays is always faster than the array of structures. So yeah, I think I will remove that and kinda tweak some of the macroses. So yeah, if I'm not having action queue, alright, action result. Okay, so I've already started this process actions function, and I think I'm gonna need to rewrite this kind of entirely. But well, what the heck, why not? So alright, I'm gonna just comment that, and yeah, okay. So the idea is that some of the macroses, like def action, yeah, I think that one. No, the idea is that I kinda specify the system for some of those macroses to have kinda system to action relationship. Yeah, so I think I already started implementing, well, defining some of the actions, like this movement action is the very basic example. So, can I shove a system somewhere here, or do I even need to do so? So let's see. I'm going to have this def action form, which actually defines the fields in that thing. And by the way, I should use the def SOA macro here. So I'll use that, and yeah. Okay, and then I'm going to define the execute action method, right? Yeah, the method for this generic, right? Okay, so I think it's kind of the only place where I actually oh, it does not even have, it only have the action parameter. So do I need also add system parameter here? Alright. Okay, so how do I actually process those without having this central queue? So first of all, I'm going to define the separate queues for every system. So in some kind of macro or whatever. So define the systems queue, and then alright, so then actually this generic, this execute action or method, it wouldn't be needing, I wouldn't be having the need to dispatch on the action, I think. Because, yeah, I'm gonna need to dispatch on system. So execute action dispatches on system. So this way, this execute action knows which queue it should process. Right. Dispatches on system. Okay. Okay, so I think I'm gonna just start doing these to-dos. Okay, so to use SOA macro, where have I defined that? I don't quite remember actually. Okay. In components, okay. Can I depend actions on components? Yeah, I think I can. Let's see, components, systems, process. Yeah, I can. Alright, so in components I do have this lovely macro def SOA. So it just takes name and slots, and that defines structure of arrays. Okay, but what it will actually define? It will define the structure with that name and a bunch of accessors. Okay, that will do. So SOA with the name, I think I'm gonna go with the same code here for the name, and well, with the slots. So the name and then slots. Yeah. Okay. So that's kinda basically it. So I don't really need all those. So it will define my action. Oops. Documentation. Oh. Can I supply documentation here? Huh. I actually can't. Okay, why is that? I think that would be lovely to have some documentation here, but actually, yeah, I think I can go with some documentation here. So def SOA, where am I using that? Okay, just here for now in def component. Def component, and def component does not have the documentation. Okay, I think I will think on that later, but right now I'm gonna focus on that one. So I think I can't actually mix parameters like that. Yeah, I can't. Compile them error, expected lambda list keyword, add key documentation. Yeah, and what if slots rest slots? Okay, what if I remove rest here and then have the slots without the at symbol here? I think that will do, probably. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna compile that. What is it now? Oh, documentation. Okay. Let's show it here, just like that. Documentation. And yeah, I think I need the default value here. So it should be like the empty string. Just like that. Documentation. Yeah, here we go. Okay, cool. Then the component, right? And then let's try. Let's just go in character system and try and compile that. Nope. Why? Exactly 3 expected, but that, oh, exactly 3 in def SOA. Okay, character, then blah blah blah. Yeah, right. But isn't it like optional? I mean, do I need to make it optional? Okay, let's see. Can I do something like that? Shame on me, I don't really know in that much of a detail how Common Lisp different types of parameters work together. So let's try that. Okay, that compiles. That's fun. Let's see. And now, nope. Exactly 3 expected, but got 2. It's weird. Why 3 arguments I expected here? should I put optional like here? Oops. Misplaced optional. Okay. Okay, chief. So alright, let's go the other way. Let's not define the default, but let's go with the default here. So if I'm not supplying it, oh yes, still it would be required. What if I put optional here? Okay, that compiles. Conform undefined variable documentation. How is that undefined? Where? The struct. So yeah, hello. Oh, hey. So how are you? Right. So why it is not working though? Oh, documentation. I think it is raw here, and I don't want it raw. Alright. So yeah, probably you do have questions about compiling D2Clone kit on GUIX still? Or should I pronounce it GIX? Yeah, I think so. LISP. Why is it? Oh, that's weird. That's certainly weird. Alright. Documentation. Okay, so what I'm trying to do here is add this echo. So what I'm trying to do here is to add this new documentation parameter, which is kind of docstring, just like in Python. And I want it to be kind of optional, but I think I really can't make it optional. So probably I should also put it here. Okay, to hell with it. I will just temporarily remove it. So I will go without documentation. Yeah. Okay. So the actions. Yeah, I'm doing this new action system, which is kinda actually the refactoring of existing code. Oh, why it have done that? Okay. Weird. That's weird. Okay. Yeah, the action. So right now in file actions, yeah, I'm having just this. So the documentation, yeah, I think I'm gonna skip the documentation and probably define it ignorable. Okay, would that work? Oh, defined but now used. Come on. Why I'm declared this ignorable? And why 3 warnings? I'm now used. Oh, declare, declare. Yeah, I'm always wrapping those around declaim and declare. Yeah, here we go. Yeah? Okay, no warnings. Cool. So, now for the performance reasons, my actions are structure over arrays and not array of structures. So, the next thing I wanted to do is what I wanted to do. Alright, I wanted to change this generic so that it dispatches not on action but on system. Wait a sec, I would need to define somewhere this system's queue, which will contain this this type of actions. Yeah, probably the best way to do this would be here. So I would add the system parameter somewhere here. Where should I put it? Okay, let's look at components. Send components. Where is that component macro? Okay, system optional name rest slots. Oh, okay. All right. So system and then optional and then slots. Okay. Slots rest and system and optional. Okay, so here this name is optional just because for the most most of the time the component's name would be the same as the system name. But for the actions, okay, so let's see. The three basic examples are movement, item picking, and enemy attacking. Yeah, I'm using Gentoo right now. I kind of wanted to switch to gigs, but well, last of the time I was updating my system for like 2 or 3 days. So yeah, that was painful. Because, well, I have this shitty old hardware. So yeah. But still, Gentoo is kinda awesome distribution because it gives you like this amount of freedom. You can do like literally whatever you want with your system. Don't update, you mean? Well, that's kinda not very good either. I mean, I can kinda update only key packages, but well, I don't know. I kinda like to feel this system to be freshly updated. So well, in development, Geeks 2. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's the reason I wanted to switch because well, I think it would be kinda better because probably Geeks had this binary packages, so it will be a bit faster to compile. I mean, Gentoo also have binary packages. For instance, it has binary package for LibreOffice, because if you compile LibreOffice from sources, it takes like literally, at least on my hardware, it takes like the whole day to compile just one package, just one LibreOffice. So yeah, it's kind of painful, and that's why I'm using binary package for LibreOffice. In theory, yeah, that's the thing. Run my server. That's interesting. I mean, to run a server, you actually need some sort of hardware. Can I just, for instance, upload some stuff on GitHub and have it like my own, what is called on Gentoo overlay? Instead CI GX. Oh, I see. Alright, so it kinda makes... Well, the thing is that I still have to kinda, I don't know, buy a server somewhere on the internet. I mean, they're cheap as a dirt, but anyway, it would I would have to set up this server and well configure it at least a little bit. I can do my channel. Oh, okay. That sounds good. Okay, I'm going to go back to the code. So where I was? Yeah, I was trying to make this generic to dispatch on system. Yeah, and to dispatch it on system, I need to also do some stuff here. So how do I? Yeah, I think I need the program here. So yeah, the first thing. Hello, it's common Lisp actually. Yes. Yeah, that would be lovely. Alright, where was I? Why my chat window is not rolling on itself? It's weird. Yeah, that sounds exactly like the idea I want. I mean, the other big question in using gigs, aside from having your own channel and stuff, is does it have some sort of use flags, just like in Gentoo, where you can put some kind of switches on and off, and it will compile your, well, package with or without some stuff? Oh yeah, okay. Let's see. I'm gonna move it to my screen here. Alright, so it's kinda JIT repository, right? Oh yeah, it is. It is a JIT repository. Yeah, okay, 3 minutes. So, define public. Yeah, by the way, I'm used to coding in Scheme, so yeah, it looks, I mean, to my eye, it even looks a bit better than Common Lisp, but don't say anyone. Okay. Yeah, so I see you've been trying to package my humble game. Yeah, that looks lovely. Look at SBCLC Google Library. Let's see. I don't think, but you can path sources. Okay. You mean patch? So kinda add my own patches. Because, well, the thing is, what use flags actually do, it's similar to Arch for me. Yeah, I've been using Arch kind of 5 years ago or so, and its ABS system was also kinda cool, but anyway, I've switched to Gentoo. So what use flags actually do, they just probably add or remove some sort of with something flags to the configure script. So if you can like patch your sources, I mean, probably you can like supply your own flags to those configure scripts, which means you do have some sort of use flags. So I think it's also kind of doable. So those are inputs. Yeah, okay. Version source and fetch inputs. So inputs are kinda the packages it depends on, I assume. Arguments. Yeah, I see you kinda hard coded the path to the library here, which kinda works. Yeah, I think probably I would have done the same in that situation here. Yeah, all right, cool. It looks nice. All right, so back to the code. Where was I? Yeah, so I've defined the SOA, and then I need to actually define this particular queue for this particular system. So yeah, the system. Yeah, and do the system and the name of the action differ. So for instance, it would be character system, or I would probably rename it to movable system, and the action would be move. Then there would be, I think, item system, and the action would be pick. No, they are totally different, so I think I need both. So first system, then name. Okay, let's just keep it in line with dev component. Okay, so system. So now I need to do kinda this, but with the specific name. Oops. Yeah. So probably I should put it here in let. So the name for the queue, I reckon this would be symbolic, come on, symbolic, are you kidding me? Yeah, symbolic of the star, then, okay, so this would be the queue for system. Let's go with the example. So I'm gonna define the action for the system, like character system, and the queue would be character system action queue. Yeah, that makes sense. So system, character system, then dash action queue, and then start. Yeah, kinda something like that. Character system action queue. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so now I'm gonna declare it to be global vector. Wait a second, this wouldn't be the global vector. This would be precisely this of type of this structure, because def SOA defines for me this structure, which is, well, the structure of race, along with accessor functions. So this would be not the global vector, but this thing, I think I should put it also here in let. So action, it is like struct name. Okay. I'm gonna call it struct. So struct, this would be slots. Okay, so then type struct this queue. So I'm gonna use again this package global vars, global vars to define that. So the name would be queue, and the initial value would be, what would that be? Do I have a constructor here? Make plural name. Alright. How do I, and why plural name? Would that work that good? Okay, so plural of name. So for instance, if I have plural of, if I have the name, for instance, this, I don't know, character system action queue, would that work? Character system action queue. Queues. Yeah, I mean, this makes sense, but it's not what I want, I think. Wait a sec. Oh yeah, the struct has different name. So the name would be, okay, that. So name, I'm gonna just write some examples to not to be lost here. The system would be, for instance, character system, item system, and combat system. And then the name of the action would be move, take, and attack, or maybe, how do you call it when you attack on close quarters? Like the close quarters attack? Geez, I'm so bad at naming. Okay, I think I'm gonna just call it swing or something. Because, well, I have the name of the animation, which is called swing, so well, why not? Okay, so the name would be, for instance, move action or pick action. And so the plural of that would be, for instance, move action, move actions. Yeah, it kind of makes sense. Yeah, I think the plural of would work all the same here, because it kinda looks at the last word, I think. So it would be something dash action, and it would always pluralize it as something actions. So yeah, I think it kinda holds. Yeah, and I think I can just add the S here. So instead of that, I need symbolicate. So, come on, symbolicate. Jesus, are you kidding me? Symbolicate of what? Struct and oops, struct and then S. Yeah, I think so. Let's see. So if I call symbolicate on something like swing action and the symbol S, okay, and that's also symbol. Yeah, it works. Okay, so this would be my queue instance, and then the method action CPP versus CL. What do you mean? I mean, if you ask me, Common Lisp is obviously better, but well, your mileage may vary. I mean, actually, Common Lisp can do probably all of the things C++ can, but you don't want to scoop your eyes out with the spoon when you look at your Common Lisp code. Whereas sometimes when you look at C++ code, that's exactly what you want to do, because well, your eyes just bleeding and you can't stand this. I mean, have you seen these recent standards and some of the instances of the code which people write, which is filled with C++ templates and shit, and it looks, I mean, it looks total garbage. You can't like parse that with your brain. Alright, so I was thinking how to combine that generic with the that thing. Okay, so first of all I'm gonna... oh, wait a second. It executes like this single action, and I'm gonna call on it in a loop. Maybe I just like atoms. Yeah, I mean, the probably most beautiful thing about Lisps is its syntax, because almost always you don't have any, and I mean, you don't think, when you write in the code, you don't think, oh, which language construct should I use here? Should I use this, or should I use that? Should I use this template, or should I use this class, whatever, virtual constructor, WTF? And in Common Lisp, well, you kinda just write parentheses. I mean, that's not kind of all, but, well, I hope you get what I mean. So okay, I think I need to rethink how I process the actions. So this obviously won't work. And I need some sort of function, maybe, which will process, yeah, just like that, which will process all of the actions which are pending. So process actions, yeah, just the same, and even with the almost the same docstring, but it processes actions collected in systems, in systems. How do you systems? I think it's like that. In systems use. God, I'm so bad at English also. It's easy to read like JSON. Yeah, that's exactly my point. You kinda always look at the Lisp code and you just grasp its structure like almost exactly the same moment. and when you look at the C++ code, you probably should jump between several files and look where is what, and yeah, that's exhausting. I mean, I've been programming C++ for money, so well, I do know what I'm talking about. Alright, so what was I? The actions. So I probably need to just call execute actions for every system, but I think I will also need like separate method probably. Okay, let's see. So I would have some sort of generic for systems, like execute actions, plural, for a system, and yeah, well, with some documentation, etc. Yeah, and then I would have the default implementation, which does nothing. Connections, system. I think my base class is also system, so it does nothing. Should I use? Yeah, declare. System. Yeah, here we go. So yeah, I think I need already depend my actions file on what? On components first of all, and then on systems also. And do those depend on something? I mean, is any file right now dependent on actions? Yeah, I don't think so. Okay, cool. So we do this, then components, and then systems. Well, the whole package. You do CPP for food. Well, I've been doing it previously, but right now I'm doing Python. Well, right now I'm actually between the jobs, but I've been doing Python for a couple of years. So yeah. Components and systems. ECS. Sorry. Here we go. So yeah, I'm having the empty default method which does nothing, and then in def action I will just define a method like the same method, but which will do something. Yeah. Oops. So it will do something. What will it do? So then again, I think I also need this method. I'm thinking what stops me from using some kind of function to, well, to have it sped up a little. I mean, for performance reasons, to skip extra close method lookup. So I'm having execute actions, yeah, okay. And then in execute actions, I should execute a single action. But I mean, I could have added here the end body argument, but it would be a bit too much, I think. One day Brett said, fuck Python, use scheme. Yeah, I kinda see where it goes, but well, the problem is that not many people know scheme, and well, a terrible lot of people know Python. Well, I mean, it's kinda what, second most popular programming language. So yeah, Brett's the guy from Exos group. Yeah, okay. Alright, so I could have shoved here the end body. Yeah, that would be a bit too much. So I need some kind of, yeah, I could have added the execute action method here, but again, that's extra close lookup. I don't want that. So what can I do here? Actions. Actions. Yes, I think I know what can I do here. Yeah, so first of all, I'm gonna write the body of that function. So how would that work? Yeah, well, first of all, I don't really think I need here in the loop that I'm gonna write here. I don't really need to go back to, to write the code for the situation where I'm adding actions while processing actions. I mean, it kinda sounds rare. Is clause better OP in Java? Well, I wasn't really programming much of Java. How do you pronounce that? Java. Anyway, but yeah, I think clause is kind of unique system. I haven't seen anything like that in any other programming language. I really like it because, well, all of these things like multiple dispatch and all of that stuff. So yeah, I think clause is kinda better than any other class system. But well, I'm a Lisp fanatic, what do you know? Okay, so just plain loop. Because well, the situation where I add a new action while processing some action, it's like, let's think for a moment. So some character could be moving, and while moving, it could, I don't know. Well, probably it could trigger some sort of AI things, and it would make another character to be moving. But I think this trigger would be happened via events, and my events right now, I think they decouple the handler from the actual event call site. So I think I'm good here. Right, so I think I'm gonna just write the simple loop. Okay, so what am I having with def SOA? I'm having the struct right. Okay, so I need to go through all of those. I'm looking for the example of how I was doing that for components. So this should be in with plural name, yeah, in that one. Components do sparse array. Alright. Oh, okay, system combines index. Symbol macro that index. So index system components index. Okay, so here I have this helper structure, this sparse array. I'm not having those for actions because, well, why would I? So I need to handle this kinda differently. Let's see. Slot names, slot accessors. Okay. So this is make something. This is for make component. So components index, spares array index push. Components index entity. Alright, and I mean, what are those fields of my SOA thing? SOA slots. Let's see. I think those, yeah, those are growable vectors, which means that I can loop over those with okay, let's look at my global vector thing. Here at loop, no, I don't have the function to go over those, so I think I'm gonna go just with loop. But then again, where do I get the number of those? Man, that's hard. I need some fast carbs here. Alright, execute actions. Here I need to go over things in SOA and call execute action. Oh, here's the another problem. How do I pass this action to execute action if it's SOA? So it's kind of bunch of values with, well, names. Yeah, that's kinda, it's hard. Yeah, well, programming is generally hard, so, well. So I have kinda two problems here. You see, you can just type and something will happen. Yeah, probably. I think there was some like funny paper where people just got the random characters and fed them to different compilers for different languages and looked which percentage of programs compiled properly, which percentage was like the proper program when you just randomly type symbols. And I think probably the first place or the second one was C++, and then the first, I think it was Haskell, was it? So yeah, in C++, it kinda, it works. Okay, I think I can solve both problems in one go. I can just pass the index of those actions in that array. But still, I would need to have the number of those, first of all. And secondly, why would I need this separate method? So the thing is, I need only to loop those over the number of things. Okay, what if I added some helper here? It could be method or it could be a function, even how you get in Lisp code. Well, the thing is, when I was probably on first grade or something in university, I bought the SICP book with the other books for my, well, for learning. And I've read the first like paragraph or so, like first several pages. I thought to myself, well, yeah, it's cool. I'm gonna try that later. Just put it on my like bookshelf, and it was here for probably a decade or so. So then I've graduated from university, I've started working in programming, and then at some point I decided why not go back to that funny Lisp language, etc. And then I've started reading SICP again, this time like doing actually the exercises from that, and I was fascinated by how cool all of that was, how cool Lisp was, and then yeah, and then I just solved all of the SICP. It took me probably a year because, well, I was doing it along with my full-time job. So yeah, it was really cool. The last exercise in SICP is to make your own scheme interpreter, which is like awesome. I haven't had this kind of fun for a long time at that moment. So yeah, I finished SICP. I've started trying to do some stuff in Scheme. I've made even some tiny game. You can find it on my itch.io, but don't. It's terrible. It was like the first iteration of that game. I also called that Darkness Lumen. It was like also Diablo 2 clone. So then, yeah, I've tried to write it in Scheme, and then I've kind of switched to Common Lisp, decided to try Common Lisp, and well, here I am. Yeah. That's the story. So, well, I was going to write some sort of helper which would return the current number of actions for a given system. Would that be good for performance? I think it would be kinda okay. I personally fall in love after this video. Okay, now what's this one? I will probably add this to my collection. Oh yeah, it's about that guy who makes the Common Lisp in LLVM. Yeah, that one. I love this guy. I also take a lot of inspiration in his work. Yeah, this guy is awesome. I actually had this idea to write my own scheme in LLVM, but well, this would require like enormous amount of work, so I'm kinda not ready for that, but still. Probably sometime later. Okay, so I'm thinking again, if I make this helper method, I will have an extra close lookup again. So how can I make it some sort of function? I guess again I should go with the method. Don't really like it. So probably I can define a function, but then again, how do I call it? Crap. So user action. So here in process action, in process actions, I mean for every system. Okay, I'm gonna just start writing that. So I think I had some macro for looping over the systems. with systems. So systems right here, var embody. Oh, yeah, here we go. So for every system, I would need to loop over for the actions for that system. So to loop over those, I need to know. Oh, first of all, I will need to know the count of that actions, but more importantly, I would need to somehow get access to that, to the system's action queue, and I can't because they have like different names or whatever. Yeah, that's hard. Awaiting herd. I do really want to try the kernel. Not know what to do, but yeah, well, I think I'm just looking at the news for the herd project. But yeah, I think it was in development for what, from 1990, I think. So this makes what, 10, 30. It makes 30 years. So even after 30 years, it's you still can't run it on the real hardware, except it is very basic hardware and also 32-bit. So, well, I think probably after more couple of decades we would be there. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the idea is nice. So if you have these separate services for every system task, like managing files or network connections, etc., so you would have more, how do I put it, more resilient operating system. It wouldn't break if something bad happens. But yeah, I think it's kind of very specific use case. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, you can have different OSs with this microkernel, which are a bit closer to production. Let's put it that way. I think Haiku has microkernel. Does it? Let's Google. So let's look at English Wikipedia. Come on. So is it microarchitecture? Oh, I think it's not. Tracker, HaikuOS, where is the kernel? Oh yeah, hybrid. It's hybrid. Okay, so the kernel in Haiku is hybrid. So yeah, I think it counts. And I mean, Haiku is so closer to the point where you can actually use it. Yeah, good way to celebrate new millennium. So yeah, I mean, after 900 years, probably we would have herd ready, but I mean, at some point I was even considering switching to BSD family, and it's kind of cool. I've used it before and I really liked it because it is kind of closer to that like primal Unix spirit. But the thing is that several things, like for instance Docker or like some applications I need for my work, like Zoom or Zoom, how do you pronounce it? They kind of only work on, well, three major OSs: Windows, Linux, and macOS. So, well, yeah, you can't run it on BSD, and yeah, that's painful. If you could have run Zoom on BSD, I think I would have switched to it at some point. But well, it's still the awesome choice for a server, I think. But for desktop, yeah, I think by now it's just Linux. Okay, so where was I? How do I loop over the system's actions? Do the actions go over things on the direction? Why do I need to call the actions? Yeah, because I have to define it externally. Yeah, Zoom sucks, but for my work I really need it. So I'm conducting the how do you call it, the lectures on Python. So well, we only use Zoom right now. So it does suck. I completely agree. But well, kind of work requirement. So not loop. So how do I go with that? So if I'm going like that, I would need to have two close lookups here. First an execute actions, and then for every action I would need also to make the close lookup. Oh geez, it sounds kind of bad. Because well, if you have a lot of actions, you would have a lot of close lookups. So, how do I make a method without making a method? Anyway, yep. Zoom don't work on geeks. Well, why it is not working? I mean, it kind of goes against the policy in licenses because it has like proprietary license, and geeks is all about GPL. But I mean GPL and freeware licenses, like open source licenses. But how it is not working? Waiting for OpenBSD streams. What are OpenBSD streams? Let me just quickly Google that. I mean, I can see several man pages, but I don't think that's the ones you've meant, or are those? I mean, if Zoom works on Linuxes, even on Gentoo, so why wouldn't it work on Geeks? Because, well, it's kind of the same kernel, the same user space. What's different? Nobody packed? Oh yeah, I can pack it if I want, I think. I meant we will switch in OpenBSD instead Geeks. Oh, yeah. Because of Zoom. So you mean you can have Zoom in OpenBSD? I think actually I can't. Let's just Google. I mean Chromium. Yeah, you can use the web app, but for me it wouldn't work because I need to share a screen. Or probably browsers can share a screen, I think. Probably that could even work. I don't know. No, it wouldn't work because they distribute it as a binary, and they don't provide binaries for anything except three major processes. So if you Google for download and go to download center, they have it, yeah, Linux and Zoom, whatever, and So where is the page to choose? Yeah, here we go. Mac, Windows, even for Android and iPad, but not for BSD family. So yeah. Yeah, I would have switched to BSD a long time ago. Chrome can. Yeah, probably I should research that. Yeah, thanks for the idea. I think I will even write it down, not forget. Probably that would do the trick, because I don't have any other required software except Zoom. Yeah. Okay, so I was thinking about how can I remove double close dispatch here, because I have the actions, different actions for every system, and then I have this global function which does processing of all existing actions. It goes over all systems, and for every system it would call this method, which is first close dispatch, and then for every action it would need to call some another method, which is the second close dispatch. It's not good at all. Switch to Chromos. Yeah, well, Chromos is Gentoo with some modifications, so I'm kinda already on it. So the very radical idea here is to have end body argument here. I mean, it will look terrible. This macro invocation will look terrible. But that will actually do the trick. System front. So yeah. But that would be terrible. Okay, let's just try to do something like that. I think I need. Can I do something like that? And the body. Arrow of body is defined but no use. Oh, I can do that. It's interesting. It doesn't look like Chromos after all. Well, it have like same internal structure, so well. I kinda make it look like I want. So how can I actually call that macro? Yes, I would need that in the action. So first of all, system. Let's make it character system. Then the name, let's say move. Then the slots, which should be a list, I think. Yeah, a list. Something like that. List. Then the documentation. Something like that. And then the body. So yeah, thanks. So the body. And here we go. Too few elements. Name slots optional key between 2 and 3 expected. Where is optional? Wait, one more time. To the macro def SOA. Okay. I think I have it up. Do I? And components. So and then okay, the struct is not a symbol. Wait, what? So the system, the name, then the slots, then the documentation, and then body. Okay, let's go with macro expand. Expand 1. Oh, it does macro expansion. Okay. Program the SOA, move action. Oh, I think there is extra parenthesis here, that's why it's not working. Yeah, here we go. The SOA move action, blah 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 blah, type simple yeah, okay. Declaim type, character system action queue. And then we define this character system action queue. Oh, I need extra parentheses here. Move actions. And I think I need to add make. That's what I meant anyway. Make this. Then with method execute actions, system character system. And then in that method I would go over those things and call, not really call, but just put the whole body there. Okay, I'm actually close. Alright, so I don't need execute action here. I'll also command that. So execute action dispatches on system, and yeah, actually I can finish that, so I can just call execute actions for that system, and that's all. So that's my process actions function, and then what do I do then? And then I'm gonna finish that atrocity. I mean, it would work, but let's go to my model example here. So after the documentation, I will write some action code. Oh, and the alignment is terrible. Come on, are you kidding me? Yeah, okay. What if I... yeah, it looks terrible anyway. So first of all, I need a system here. Then the action name, move. Then the slots, then documentation. I think I have it the other way around, but anyway. And then the body. Oh, now it's fine. And if I put an extra line here, yeah, that's totally weird, but yeah, okay, I'm okay with that. And then the actual code will go here in that action. Terrible. That's just terrible. Action. So this def action would process those things. Well, probably it's not that terrible because I can use symbol macro let here before embedding the body, and in that body it will look nice. It will look like I'm dealing with some local variables, whereas those local variables would be those slots. So I can do something like print target x, print target y, Yeah. You thought you use Emacs? Emacs uses you. Yeah, kinda. Sly in that case uses me. Yeah. I mean, it indents code a bit differently as Slimy does. So. Alright, so yeah, the symbol macro left. Then just do some stuff with those. I mean, it's still terrible, but can I actually split it? Yeah, I think I probably can split it to another macro, and this wouldn't be that terrible. Yeah, let's just do that. So this would be like def, how do you call it? Action handler? Def handler? No. How do you, what is, oh, my English is terrible and my naming abilities are even worse. So the action, what do you do with action? You execute it, right? So this should be like def executor. Yeah, that sounds terrible. I'm gonna just quickly peek at the translation of the word executor. Executor. Implementer. Okay, let's go with that. Let's go with executor. So for that executor, I would have. What do I need? I need a system. I need the name of the of action, and I need a body. So I don't need body here. So then again, I need to move that here. Okay, now that's better. So now I can finish here and then def executor. Wait, do I still need a system here? Yeah, for the queue. Probably I could even move all of that stuff about the queue to that macro and remove a system here. Yeah, I think that kinda makes sense actually. Then I remove the system, also move the thing here. The system, so I don't have a system here now. So yeah, I'm gonna move that here. So I don't need the queue here. And now I can move that here. Okay. So program. Now I don't need the program here. So just def SOA and yeah, here we go. Struct. And don't even need that flat here. So I can just copy that. Yes, I'm not using the documentation, so I need to declare that vulnerable. Yeah, here we go. So here, the queue struct. Yeah, now I need the struct here. The queue and then struct probably for the first. Oops. So I have this struct, I have this queue variables. Now I can start, because I can, I need to use program. So I define the type for that struct. Oh, sorry, I missed some comments. GNU guy said I have to write licenses definitions. What are the definitions? There's some custom stuff. What's your point on Lisp machines? Well, it was cool while it lasted, but now, yeah. I think I've heard some project where some guy takes some little boards, I don't know how do you call it, this like tiny processors, and he kinda embeds some sort of Lisp there. Again, not the full like common Lisp, but some dialect. And yeah, you can call it like modern Lisp machine. And it looks nice, but well, it's not anywhere near the real old Lisp machines. I think that's the example of the dead technology, which is like very, very sad to have it dead. Alright, where was I? So I defined the type, the queue, and now I can define this method with the body. Yeah, it kind of clicks, it makes sense. Execute actions. So, execute actions. So here I should, yeah, again, the to-do command is right. I have to go over things in that SOA struct and call. No, I don't need to call execute action. I actually need to call body. All right. So how do I do that? Let's go to components again. So I'm using SOA only here as of now. So I define this structure here, and yeah, I'm using Diablo 2 is dead technology. Well, not exactly. If you look closely, I mean, a lot of modern RPGs are just loosely based on Diablo 2, even Diablo 3. Or if you want more examples like Path of Exile or Grim Dawn or the that series, how it was called, like with Ember mages and stuff. I forgot the name. Torchlight. It was like 3, I think, games in series, and I think it was the new release recently of Torchlight. I think it was Torchlight 3 or whatever. Yeah, freaking necromancer. Yeah, these are necromancers. Well, yeah, in some sense, yeah. Okay, so how do I go over those, over that SOA? It's weird that I don't even have some fix for that. Yeah, okay, so I think I will need to have some sort of helper defined here to get these SOA's size. Or do I need it? So I have these accessors here and then these slots here. Wait a sec. I'm calling here for SOA slots. I'm calling make growable vector with initial element, whatever, and with type growable vector. I beg my pardon. Why? So type. How do I? Oh, it's the closing parenthesis here. Yeah, that's everything is right. Okay, so I have these global vectors as slots. I have the accessors to those. I have the unsafe accessors. So I think probably I do need some sort of helper here to get this size. So the name here, what is the name here? So for instance here I just pass a name from here. Alright, so for instance if I define a component like character, so this name would be character. Okay, and yeah, and I need the helper to get the size, and the helper will be named character size. So I think I need to use plural name. So where am I using plural name? Yeah, okay, make plural name, and that's it. Okay, so I'm going to define this helper here. So first of all, I will declare it in a line. So yeah, probably I need the extra variable for its name. So the length, I think I will call it helper. Yeah, something like that. So this would be symbolicate, I think, symbolicate of plural name and dash length. Okay, so that's my length helper. Then I'm gonna declare it in line, and I'm gonna define it because yeah, it can be a function because I probably won't have the same SOAs in my code. I mean, with the same names. So that would be a define helper. And it would take, and it probably wouldn't even take any parameters because, well, first of all, its name is unique, and second, I can get its size by accessing some of those things. Yeah, I mean, it's not really that necessary here, I think, because I can define it here. So yeah, I will need the proc n, but I will define the stuff here. So I will need this name here. So the length helper. Yep. Alright, so that will be in line. Then I would, yeah, and I would define that as a function which returns just like the first slot. Okay, so the slots are the list of lists. So I need car and then car. Can I use something like that? Yeah, I can. Cool. Alright, so that would be global vector length. of like first of the slots, because I hope they will like fill with the same indices. So unlock the length of so yeah, okay, first of all I need to get the name, so that's the name of the first slot, and I think I need to use a different way, so I drop Twitch, yeah, okay, whatever suits you. Yeah, I also like YouTube a bit more than Twitch. Don't know why. Quality, oh. So is the quality bad on Twitch? I think I can look on my restream. Probably this should be the same. Yeah, alright. So I need the name of the first slot. So how do I access those again? Slots, okay, so I think I should add the name to the name of the structure. Alright, and the name of the structure, in that case, I again need to indicate. Twitch is buggy. Yeah, it kinda is. I think they have a lot of JavaScript in their pages, and that's why well, it kinda lags, etc. Okay, so I need the name of that SOA, and again I think I should move that to a variable. So I will name it kinda, I don't know, structure again. Okay, so here it goes the struct, and here I need to add this struct, and then I need a dash, and then I think the name of the first slot. I think that will just do. And yeah, that's my length helper. Plural name. Oh, plural name is undefined. Plural. Oh. Okay. So yeah, I think I can do the same trick here and just add an S here, because it will always be the action and the plural always will be actions, but just not make, just struct and then S length. Yeah, I think this kinda makes sense, but I should test it. I should. Oh, what? Why? Where? Oh, okay. Okay, here we go. And variable struct where, oh yeah, okay. Yay, it compiled. So let's look function first of all to what this will macro expand. Expand one action. So the name move. Slots, let's just copy those from the system here. And then the documentation we'll also copy. Okay, and that's all. So, prop-in def SOA move action, target X, target Y path. Okay, cool. So then declare inline move actions length. Move actions length. Yeah, that totally makes sense. And define move actions length. With no arguments, it will just return global vector length of move action target X. Oh, wait a sec. Oh, I think I would need anyway to define that Q here. Because I need to access it here. And it would be much easier to do. Alright, copying again. So remove that and move it here. Yeah. So that was right. Then struct, I do have struct name. Then the Q, I don't have Q name. Here we go. Yep, we Q, then we define this Q. So locate struct. Yeah, okay, cool. So I don't really need struct here now again. And extra parentheses here. Yeah, okay. So that and yeah. Alright. So I've guessed correctly the name of that accessor. I think move action target X. Yeah. But it's a function, and I should call that function with the argument of wait a sec. So that's this name. So I need to call it. A lot of parentheses here. So locate blah blah blah. To call it with that Q. Should just Q. Just like that. Oops. Variable system. Oh, and in that way I need a system here, but wait, why do I need a name of a system if I can just name it with its actual name? So it'd be like move action Q. Yeah, it makes a lot more sense actually. Okay, let's see to what it corresponds now. So I have def SOA, we have declaring type move action Q. This makes sense. Type of move action Q is move action. Okay. We define a global variable, make move actions. Then we define that move action length helper. Move actions length. And yeah, move actions length, global length of move action target X of move action Q. Yeah, that's what I wanted. That's it. Okay, so in this next macro, go over things. Okay, so I need a loop which would go for I of type. I can't remember if I'm doing this correctly, but I hope I do. For I of type fixed none, 0 to what? To this length. So okay, I need this length helper name. So get struct. Okay, system. So yeah, except also with this system I need the actual name of the structure, something like that. Oh no, not struct, the action. So I do have that here, and then I can have this length helper as okay, let's just make it right here. So symbolicate again. Okay. So the action, which could be kind of move, then what? Move, then dash action, and then I want to length, so then actions length. Oops, not move. Okay, so it looks right to me. Okay, so then I would have, now I can go with do, and what I want to do is I want a symbol macrolet. With names of those fields, of those slots. So how do I go with that? Oh, no. Let's go to components and look how I made it here. So symbol macrolet, yeah, caramel. Component exps. So what are component exps? Oh, I think I have it twice. Oh no, they are kind of different. Yeah, okay. So slot names and unsave slot accessors. Unsave here, okay. Anyway, so I would need some sort of variables here in my actions. Alright, so what have I copied? Yeah, symbol macrolet. So symbol macrolet, all those component exps, and then just body. Yeah, just like that. And then that's basically it, I think. So that's my executor. That's my method. Yeah, right. So the hardest part is to make this component exps variable, which I would do right now if I will just copy that. Okay. Yeah, sure. Okay, so this would be a car, obviously, of something, some lambda. And I only have slot names, but then I also have unsafe slot accessors, which I also make from slot names. Okay, so I think I only need one counter here. So what this lambda will do, it will take the slot name and it will turn it into something else. Right, okay, so the name would be the name itself, and then there would be this accessor, which is in turn just the same thing, but with a ref suffix. Oh, and what is this? Oh yeah, the name, yeah, okay. So yeah, let me just go with one line. Symbolicate name, it's the action in my case, I think. Action, and it should have also the action suffix. So the action, then the action suffix, then S is the name, then a ref. Okay, cool. So should I put a comma here? I think I do. Alright, so yeah, that's the function call, and I'm calling it on what? exactly. Okay, component exps. Here I go. So I'm calling it in on components index. No. Aref with a star. Wait a sec. No, without a star. Without a star, and it takes the actual SOA instance, which is in my case what it is, this Q. Yeah. So I'm gonna copy this here. Q, so let's start. So the Q. So instead of name, it should be action. Q, okay, and then I should put the Q here because that's the symbol, isn't it? Yeah, it is. To put Q here, and then the second argument is the actual index. So as the index, it would be I. This one, yeah, probably I should go with Gensim. So with over here with Gensims. Can I use single list here? Probably I should. Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna call it index. So it would be Q and then index. I'm not sure if I should put a comma here. Okay, so that's the quasi-code. I've started it here. So yeah, I should put a comma here. And that's all of my expression for that component. Oh yeah, and I should feed to mapcar the what? The slots. Oh, I don't have a slots here. Ooh, that's bad. That's kind of bad. So, well, I'm gonna just put it here, these slots, some slots. And then, yeah, here we go. That's my let. And again, so instead of I, choose the index. And yeah, that's it. So, how do I get these slots here? Probably I should indent my code here. Still not good. Yeah. So, the slots. How do I get slots? So I had slots in that first macro, in that action. And yeah, I can't mix them again. I can pass those slots here, but what I really need is just the names of those slots. No, and those are just slot names. Okay. Slot names. So probably I can use some sort of what? Some sort of runtime reflection to get those. I can't quite remember, is there a portable way in Common Lisp to get structures slot names? Probably I should Google about that. Get structure slot names. Can I do that? Yeah, how do we get the slot names for structure type? You do not. Why, there's no standard way? Yeah, I thought so. Why not mop? Mop on revolves with class objects. Why it might work, some recommendations, yeah. And as in no instance of the structure, the question to mop, yeah. that's kind of specific to SBCL. I don't want that. Structures, class slot names, that's the extension of LISP works. I'm not using LISP works anyway. Doesn't work, and there are structure types of definition, expands. Yeah. I always could do that. Yeah, okay. So this probably will work. Okay, so the idea is just to store those slot names in some temporary, probably even global variable. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it all does not look very good. So I implemented two of those different macros to just split away the slots from the body, because, well, putting both slots and body in one macro just looks terrible. So now it means that I should put them back again. Okay, why do I need this? Because I need component expressions. And how do I... Probably I can define... Oh, yeah, okay, I can see a way around. I can define some sort of a function with unique name. I mean, made from the name of action, obviously. And call it here. So this would do the trick. Okay, let's go with that. So I'm gonna call it execute then the name of that thing. So locate again. Execute dash name. Yeah. Right. Execute name. Like for instance, execute move. It would take. What it would take? Yeah, probably I can even just put just the very heart of that loop and put it here. So it only would take index and nothing else. And it would just execute it. Yeah, nice. So, okay. This means that I should put those component expressions here. So, slot names. Again, I should get those slot names just like this. Here we go. So, in execute name, for instance, execute move, I will just... Oh, wait a sec. I should pass the body here somehow. Crap. So it could be the macro again, which I really don't like. I mean, this will be the third macro for today. It's kinda a lot. Alright, and even... Yeah, I can, for instance, pass some function here as the argument, but then the symbol macro let will kinda lose all of its idea, and yeah, I need a macro here. Probably I can even rename it to something more appropriate. So it could be something like with move action, something like that. So it could be like with then name and then the dash action. Yeah, something like that, with move action. So it would take the index should remove the comma here, so that it's kind of local variable to that macro. Would that work? So here index, and then in this I have index. I'm not quite sure. Again, defining macros that define macros is kind of tricky business. I've done that, so well, okay. Let's try and do that. So it would be symbol macro let with those component expressions. Come on, exps. And yeah, body. I obviously need a body here. So it will go there. And that's it. That's the macro. So could that even compile? I'll define that variable action. Oh yeah, sure. Here it is called name. What else? Component exp has defined but never used. What do you mean? How it is? Oh. How? Alright. Yeah, that's the tricky business of doing macro defining macros. So it should be something like that, I guess. Oh, compiled. Okay. Let's just look at macro expansion. Come on. The function slots and documentation. Okay. Oh, what the heck? So def macro will action index body symbol macro let. Oh yeah, not very good. Oh, wait a sec. Oh yeah, first of all, I've misplaced the at symbol, as I always do. And yeah. I mean, this looks kind of okay. I mean, if I... Okay, so what if I actually do call that macro? Yeah, continue. Okay, cool. So yeah, with move action, how this one will work? Come on. Expand one with move action. So it needs index and it needs body. Okay, here we go. 0 and I don't know, and 1. Oops. Illegal function call. Yeah, I thought so. I think I don't need those parentheses here. I rediscovered quotation because LISP. What do you mean rediscovered? You've known it before, or how do you did it? Oh yeah. Why it's not working? So I've called that one again. I can't even macro. Oh, come on. Just every C-like language has quotes. Well, yeah, but it's not exactly the quotation because, well, quotation it's kind of for the macro mechanics. And yeah, by the way, C also have terrible macro system, and in that macro system you can do kind of those quotation things. So you can put the sharp sign inside the actual C macro, and you even could put 2 sharp signs, I think, and it also kind of works. But yeah, it's all kind of terrible because, well, C is kind of the most ugly looking language ever. So that's that. Alright, so So probably I should use something like that. It looks like crap, but it compiles, at which I'm really surprised. Nil is not of type double float. Well, it's kinda hard to argue, but why? Nil double float. Why it expects double float? Okay, first of all, Twitch, this shit macro expands. Oh, I see. I think I don't need that here. Something like that. So if I macro expand this. Nope, still not quite what I meant. So it would backtick to go. Wait a sec. Probably this will work if I put that an extra comma. Yeah, something like that. Okay, would that work? Okay, and again, nil is not double float. Well, I know that nil is not double float, but come on, work with me. What happens here? Okay, I think I will go with just basic stuff here, and I will just make the manual list of the symbol macrolet, and then the, I don't know how to put it here. I will try that component, and then the body. Something like that. The available body. Oh, yeah, like that. So I think this should work. List, so like that. Wait a sec. No, I think I need a quote here for that to finally work. Because if I look at this parenthesis, yeah. So the quote. And now, yeah, now we're talking. So let's see if that actually works. Well, it kinda works. So let's see. Yay! It works. Symbol macrolet. Target text. This. Wait a sec. I think I have extra parentheses here. Come on, I don't know that. Yeah, that's definitely extra parentheses here. Okay, so what if I do it like that here, and then macro expand that one? Right, so and what was the initial thing here? Quote and then two parentheses here. Quote. Okay. Come on, I don't need that. So, right. So if I put a quote here right now, it would be the same. I think, or not? Right. So what if I quote that? What would happen then? Oh, it's the literal quote. List one. Well, yeah, I think that will do actually. Quote and then. No, what I want here is I want it to append to that list. Yeah, okay, let's just try if that works. Because, well, why it wouldn't? Nope. Euro person arguments to special operator quote. Too many others. Okay, yeah, that totally makes sense. Right, so I want to append. Probably I should use the append here and then just the list of symbol macro, then those component exps, and then just the list body. Yeah, something along those lines. Let's see to what that macro expands. So I append symbol macro, then all those lists, which I probably should quote. Yeah, and then body. Let's see how that works. Alright, and then macro expand. Oh, it macro expands. And it's not entirely correct, but that will do for starters. Alright, so what I want here is those pairs to be in the same list. Right now I have several lists, one after another. I don't want that. So, what if I use this one here? And yeah, right now I'm just picking a finger in the sky. So append, yeah, I think this might work, but only if those are kind of quoted, but I'm not sure the regular quote would work here. Yeah, it wouldn't. So what I need is to map car quote to those, probably. Car quote, yeah. Yeah, let's try that. Okay, so, nope. Again, nil is not double quote. Why, how, what happens here? What the heck? Car quote, nil, not double quote. Okay, yeah, sometimes the SBCL error messages just puzzle me. Quote. Okay, I'm gonna just try and do that manually. Variable index is unbound. I beg my pardon. Index. No, but this thing should be quoted. How does that? Oh, maybe I'm missing the thing about how quote works. Because, yeah, that's not how quote works. Because if I'm having some things like that, oh, it actually works. And I want it something like that. Okay, so what happens when I apply a quote to that thing? Right. So I get the list. Why can't I append that list to some other things? To that one. Yeah. So why this stuff? Oh, I see. That's because I'm feeding all of that crap to mapcar in the wrong way. So now code. Yeah, I think this probably wouldn't work either. If only I put a quote here. So then, yes, so like that, it might work. Yeah, it might. So okay, let's try that. Okay, and if final macro expand. Okay, from call quote card a special form name quote as well. Oh, so the quote isn't a function? I mean, come on. No, it is a special operator. Crap. Wait a sec, I'm trying to do some crap here. Because, well, why should I mapcar a quote if that list is definitely what I need here? So look at that. Yeah, now that list and yeah. So why this is not working? I'm gonna try this manually. Yeah, that's... oh, wait a sec. Yeah, I need to kinda dereference this list at that point. So I don't think I need an append here. What I need is something like append star, maybe? Yeah, or probably something like how that was called, list star? Nope, not that one. So what if I use something like that? Yeah, that's not a list, obvious. So what I want here is to take all of those elements from that second list and kinda splice them to one list, one flat list, kind of flatten this. But not exactly, just flatten one level, just this first one. So okay, how do I do flatten in CO? I'm gonna just painfully Google that. How to remove nested characters? Yeah. Apply concatenate to list. Concatenate. Apply to list. Okay, let's try that. So what if I apply concatenate to that thing here? Oops. But type specifier. Oh yeah, it needs a type specifier as the third argument. Yeah, that looks like just like what I want, actually. Yeah, exactly like what I want. So I'm gonna call apply concatenate, make the list, and then this thing. Okay, let's see, and the macro expansion first. And apply concatenate list. Yeah, let's see if that works finally. Let's look at action. Yay, it worked, and almost as it needs to work. So I need an extra, what do I need? I need an extra list here. Extra list here, and then body. Yeah, about body. So this thing with the body, it should be this variable. Okay, how do I pass it here? So I'm using just those. Okay, and this is quoted list. Okay, so I think I should do something like that. And then, yeah, that's exactly what I want. So symbol macro let, and I have all those let things, and then the body. Awesome. Now I've did it. I've done it. So okay. Now instead of, I don't know where Geeks takes additional dependencies for project. What do you mean? I mean, how? What are the additional dependencies? Are those kind of like the ones for like the ones in Debian and Ubuntu derivatives? I mean, where when you installing some stuff with apt-get, and it can install something like additional dependencies which you wasn't really asking for and you don't really need. Or is it some different mechanism? Okay. So I'm gonna call this cool macro of mine here with then the name is action and then dash action. The ones you didn't mention in ASD. Oh. And why Geeks should take it? I mean, haven't you meant the LISP? The compilation process. Because if you meant that, then probably yeah, you should use some instrument to make the whole dependency graph. Because yeah, some dependencies in your ASD file can depend on other stuff, and yeah, this tree could grow quickly. I think there was some package for some package right in Quick Lisp, but I can't quite remember what it was. I mean, it could print the whole this dependency tree for your package. Or am I delusional right now? I reckon there was for licenses, it could print license. Okay, let's just quickly Google. That. Quick Lisp, like ASD dependencies. It started probably something here. Dependencies. Yeah, probably without the Lisp. Just ASD dependencies. Recursive dependencies. I reckon there was some sort of package, or maybe it wasn't. Dependencies management. Central registry, propose bundles. Lists. No, probably I'm delusional. But yeah, I guess you can kinda run run sbcl, try install some package, and just then remove your cache directory for Common Lisp and just carefully look which packages it tries to load. So yeah, I guess that's the way. Right, so where was I? Yeah, I'm going to call this macro, which I just wrote, with blah blah action. So I'm gonna call it with the index, which is my variable index here, and with the body, which is just body here. Geeks invented depth help. Well, it reinvented it probably because the Windows was first. Right, so yeah, I think that's basically it. So warnings, variable q is defined but never used. Yeah, and by the way, why haven't I used it here? Oh yeah, that's because I have pq here, so I don't really need it right here. Okay, now it compiles cleanly. So let's look at the macro expansion of that. So, for instance, character system as the system, then move as action, and then somebody as body. Somebody. So, the method with actions, just move for this index of tech num from 0 to. Oh yeah, I need to actually call this with actions length. And what does this helper? Yeah, and this helper does not take any arguments, which is handy. It certainly is handy. So to this thing, do with move action, with this index, do that. Okay, I think that that should work. That should probably work. Alright. Beautify things a bit here. And yeah. So yeah, I think I'm going to try some of those in the next week. So I think I'm done for today. Yeah, so thanks for watching. Come back next Saturday for more. And yeah, thanks again for watching. Take care and goodbye.